Yo, what's up, guys? Joker here, bringing you a video for the 3.18 Sentinel League start. I went ahead and compiled a list of a bunch of different league starts for you, and not all of their variations, just because then I'd have like 40 some tabs, but a bunch of tried and tested league starts to help you out make that decision before that league start comes here on Friday. So let's jump right into it. I am going to try to remember timestamps, but you never know. So in the background is Jungron's pretty much poison spectral helix, right? Let me get to the mapping portion. What it does is it pretty much uses Nightblade and Perfect Agony to do a stupid amount of damage, and on a minuscule budget. And you can see him mentioning some of, well, the uniques that you need, and it's pretty much Ungles and a Wasp Nest, which are ridiculously cheap at a league start. Spectral Helix can also be done as like an elemental version, as well as like something else, I think. So Spectral Helix seems to be really strong. Personally, I don't like the playstyle of Spectral Helix, but I do know that it is a really strong league starter that does have several variations. So if you don't want to do the poison version here from Jungron, you can go ahead and type in like elemental, and you'll find a bunch of different builds, right? Let's watch him just kill this boss real quick. As you see, because it is a poison build, it has like that little bit of ramp time, but then once it's ramped, it's like ramped, and you're all good there. Next thing is going to be Lightning Strike Raider or Lightning Strike Berserker. Now, the reason why I said I'm not giving all variations is because there's like several of these too. You can be like a Poison Lightning Strike Raider, you can be an Accuracy Stacking Lightning Strike Raider, but pretty much Lightning Strike is the thing that I'm trying to draw attention to. Lightning Strike Raider, Berserker, Poison, Accuracy Stacking, whatever way you want to do it, it is going to be a good league start. Playstyle is a little clunky if you're on maps that have terrain, just because of the fact that if your beams hit a rock or they can't go up a hill. So like if you're trying to hit mobs and there's like a lot of terrain, it sucks. But apart from that, that's its main downside, right? I've seen so many people scale this to end game with crystallized omniscience. There's no reason to believe with these zero changes that anything's going to be any different. So Lightning Strike Raider, and then if we go here, Lightning Strike Berserker by Kobe. I don't have a video of the poison one just because of the fact that I didn't want to have a million tabs open. But yeah, both of these are able to scale super hard into endgame just because of the fact that crystallized omniscience is now a thing. So you're perfectly fine there. No changes mean that both these builds are still league start viable, and you can scale them to hyper endgame with the crystallized omniscience. Next thing is going to be obviously Apox's tried and true righteous fire guide that he brings us every league. If you want to do more of that walking simulator, all you have to do is righteous fire. Pox always does like an amazing job on build guides, on going ahead and throwing everything that you need to know down in the POBs in case you have any questions, concerns, anything, right? I mean, look at that. This dude has 50 no, I'm sorry, this dude has what, 100 hours of playtime on this one righteous fire character. Like he's the person to go to for, well, him or Captain Lance, I believe, for righteous fire. Now, next thing is going to be pretty much a mapping build. It's going to be a Corrupting Fever Kinetic Blast character. The reason why I phrase it like that is because you can swap this into like a Tornado Shot Corrupting Fever character or Stay Kinetic Blast. You can be a Gladiator, you can be a Champion, you can be an Occultist, but Corrupting Fever Kinetic Blast is strong. Corrupting Fever is just strong with any skill, really. Granted, it is a mapping thing. It's not really bossing viable until you scale it more into the end game. Prior to getting decent investment, it sucks at bossing. I can say this with certainty because I actually have played one of those to a mid or higher budget, like 15, 20x budget, right? So Yeah. Obviously, it is going to feel better on like an occultist or a gladiator with explosions, but you can definitely go ahead and do it on a champion for tankiness, right? Next thing is going to be Seismic Trap. Seismic Trap is still strong. Once again, it's a build that I have experience with. Essentially, it's a sanguinate traps and seismic traps. You use the sanguinate traps for mapping, and then you use seismic trap for bossing. It can feel a little clunky. It takes you a little bit to figure out where you need to put your seismic traps on bosses to get like overlaps, make sure it's hitting the boss and stuff. Because if you don't have enough AoE and you throw your traps under the boss, chances are the seismic bursts aren't even going to hit it, so you're going to feel like you're doing no damage. But other than that, it's pretty good at bossing. Takes like no investment to upstart. It's really casual, like a decent amount of survivability, a lot of scaling potential. And then this is going to be the crystallized omniscience tornado shot. And as soon as Path of Math unpauses here, I believe he is using crystallized omniscience here still. But yeah, tornado shot, crystallized omniscience. If you saw my headhunter video, that's what I was doing there. Just because crystallized omniscience makes tornado shot really strong, just because of the free penetration, right? So it allows it to scale pretty good. And I mean, we'll have to see how Headhunter feels, but it's still possibly viable Headhunter Inspire Learning build. Uh, and then highest DPS bow build ever. See, like he's even standing behind it. I think he played it for a lot at the end of the last league. Next thing is going to be pretty much a explosive arrow uh, totem, explosive arrow totem ballistas. Sorry, there we go. Explosive arrow ballistas. Personally, I can recommend this, but I cannot. I have not personally played it, and there is a certain threshold of knowledge that you need of PoE to pretty much not brick this and have a decent amount of damage. From what I've seen everyone talking about it, it's that you have to have a certain amount of knowledge to balance like your EE, LE overall. Like you have to balance so many things to not brick it. But if you do have that baseline of knowledge, then apparently it is really good. You can scale it into end game. It's cheap to start, but this is probably the most finicky one on it, just because you can brick it relatively easily. Next thing is going to be Detonate Dead. Obviously, I think it was Lighty we saw do a wave 30 simulacrum on all blue items or something stupid like that. Ignite, Detonate Dead. People were doing it through Endless Delve. People have been doing it the last couple of leagues for hardcore solo southbound, just because it is that strong, that OP. So obviously, I don't like the play style. I mean, but if you don't mind it, go for it. It's apparently super easy. It can be super tanky. You don't have to worry about dying. That's why all the hardcore players play it. That's why probably everyone's going to be playing it for the race. You're tanky, you have damage. That's pretty much that. Next thing is going to be Skelly Mages. This is going to be a league start, but more expensive, just because Dead Reckoning, the jewel that you need to really use it, it was super expensive last league early. I think it got up to like an X at the first couple of days of the league. It was stupidly expensive. And then I think even like a week down, it dropped to like 60 or 70 C. It was still really expensive up until like a month into the league. But as you can see, there's kind of like reasons why that you have a ton of minions, you do a decent chunk of damage. So if you're a minion player, this might be the build for you. And then apart from that, I just have one last one for you guys, and it's pretty much a poison concoction. Now, once again, this can be done on an occultist. This can be done on a pathfinder. Cultist is going to be more clear. Pathfinder is going to be tankier, and these builds do have huge variation. Like I said, I didn't want to add all of the I didn't want to add all of the variations because there's just too many. Like I said, there's accuracy stacking, poison for lightning strike, there's raider, there's berserker, and then tornado shot, there's corrupting fever, there's crystallized omniscience, there's so there all of these builds do branch into numerous other builds that you can go. If you don't like how it's filling, just grab a few stacks of regrets and you'll already have the leveled character that with pretty much the leveled skill gems. You'll just have to swap out a couple of gems and you'll still be all good there. But obviously poison, concoction, pathfinder, this is probably what I'm going to be starting because I'm usually a mapping guy, but with the uber boss fights coming out, I figured, you know what, I'm just going to have a tanky character that I can go ahead and try these new uber boss fights, see how hard they actually are on pretty much a super tanky character, right? See like how difficult they are, even if the boss fights do take me longer just because I'm tankier compared to more damage. It's fine because this way I at least have the pathfinder leveled if I want to swap to a raider or or a deadeye, right? I already have the character leveled up. But that's pretty much it. I'm going to go ahead and try to remember to add all of these timestamps for you. I'm going to add cute little titles above each one so you can see. And when I say cute, it's going to be white block text, okay? But yeah, that's pretty much it. Hopefully this helped you decide on a league starter. Huge shout outs to all of these people with the build guides, videos, league starts, POBs. All credit goes to them. I'm obviously going to have them down in the description. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Stay up to date. There's going to be other videos of like tools and macros to help you with your league start coming out here pretty soon. But yeah, apart from that, that's it. Did I say don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe? If I didn't, there you go. And yeah, until next time, take care.